Hey guys, so in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you a super simple 5-minute scalping strategy that you can use to pass your funded account challenges and get massive payouts. Now, the reason why this strategy is so powerful is because I personally use it myself, and I've also helped hundreds of students pass their funded account challenges using this exact same strategy. Not only that, but our account management team has actually been using this strategy to get massive results for all of our clients that we have on the management team. So if you do enjoy this video, then don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. But let's jump straight into it. So first, we need to understand the rules of this trading strategy. So first and foremost, we're going to be using this strategy on the 5 minutes and the 5 minutes only. We're not going to be looking at the higher time frames. We're simply just going to be sitting on the 5-minute time frame. We're also going to be utilizing this strategy on NAS 100 and US 30 because those are the two pairs that I've found this strategy works the best on. We're going to wait for the Asia session to build up during midnight and 7 a.m. UK time. So that means the Asia session is going to happen between midnight and 7 a.m. and anything that happens inside of that time frame is now going to be our liquidity. So we're going to mark those up, wait for a sweep of either side of the liquidity. So we're either going to wait for a sweep of the high or a sweep of the low, and then we're going to wait for a market structure shift after the sweep. We're then going to take our entry at the fair value gap which caused the market structure shift, and that's it. So our rules are simple. We're on the 5-minute time frame on NAS 100 or US 30. We're going to wait to see what happens between midnight and 7 a.m. UK time. Wait for a sweep, a market structure shift, and then a fair value gap. Nice and simple, nice and easy. So let's actually break it down on a theoretical level. Let's envision that this is the Asia session range between midnight and 7 a.m. UK time. So what we're going to do is identify the highest point and also the lowest point between midnight and 7 a.m. UK time. Once we've got that, we're then going to wait for price to either give us a sweep of the lows or a sweep of the high. And we're not going to do anything until that happens. So let's say in this instance, we get a sweep of the low. Now, once we've got a sweep of that low, what we're going to do is wait for a market structure shift. So we've swept the low, and now we're going to wait for this lower high to get broken. Once we break that lower high, we've now had that market structure shift. So from here, we identify the fair value gap, which gave us that market structure shift. Wait for price to come back into this fair value gap, and this is where we're going to be taking our entry. So we take our entry right there, stops go below the low, and we target the opposing liquidity, which in this case ends up being the Asia highs. So once we've got all of that, we've ticked off everything on the checklist right here, and we've got an absolute A+ setup. So after this, we're just going to wait for price to then go ahead, hit our take profit. And that's it. Nice and simple. So that is the theoretical side behind this trading strategy. But now let me actually give you a real life example of a trade that we actually took inside of the VIP group. Not only that, but the account management team also took this trade as well. So let's jump onto the charts. And as we can see, this is the trade right here in question. Let's replay the chart so you guys can understand exactly what it is that I'm looking for when trading this strategy. So we come into our charts nice and early, 8 o'clock in the morning, and what we're going to do is identify the times between midnight and 7 a.m. UK time. So let me put a line right here at 7 a.m. and then another one right here at midnight. So now that we understand that this is the window that we're looking inside, we can clearly see that this is now our highest point, and this becomes our lowest point inside of this range. So now that we've got the high and the low, all we're simply going to do is wait for price to sweep either the high or the low. Now, to make my life a little bit easier, I use this indicator which just highlights the background in a nice blue color so that I don't have to manually mark it myself. You don't have to do that. You can manually do it yourself. But if you want to make your life a little bit easier, use an indicator that just shows you where the Asia session range is. So now that we've done that, we're now going to wait for price to sweep the high or the low. Well, we just simply wait for price to go ahead and do that. And as we can see, it then goes ahead and sweeps the low. So now that we've understood that the low has been swept, we're going to be looking for trades in the opposite direction. So we've taken out the low, we're going to be looking for long positions. Had we taken out the high, we would have been looking for short positions. So now that we've understood that, we're simply just going to identify our structure. So what can we see? We've got a lower high right here, a lower low, and a lower high. So at the moment, we need price to break above this level in order for us to get a market structure shift. Now, we don't get that. Price gives us a lower low and gives us a lower high right here. So now again, we need price to break above this high right here in order for us to get that market structure shift. Now, do we get that? No. Price gives us a push to the downside. So now where are we? We're all the way down here. And at the moment, we've got this as our lower low, lower high, lower low. So now we need price to break above this high in order for us to get a market structure shift. Do we get that? No, price pushes a little bit lower. We're still waiting. And finally, we can see that price gives us a market structure shift. So let's quickly go ahead and identify what just happened. The price gave us a lower low right here, a lower high, and then a lower low. And then price went and gave us a market structure shift right here, which broke that previous lower high, which meant it's just put in a higher high. This is an indication from price telling us that it wants to go higher. Now, once price tells us that it wants to go higher, we're simply just going to listen and we're going to react to what price is telling us. So next step is to identify the fair value gap where we're going to be taking our entry. As we can see, this fair value gap is the one that actually gave us that market structure shift. It broke out, gave us that market structure shift right there. So we're going to be taking our entry at the open of that fair value gap with our stops just below that low right here. And where do we target? Well, we always target the opposing liquidity. So if we've swept the low, we're going to be targeting the high. If we swept the high, we would be targeting the low of the Asia session range. So right here at the high of the Asia session range is where our take profit is going to be. So that gives us a nice 1 to 1.5 risk to reward trade. That means for every $1,000 that you risk, you're going to be making back $1,500. So now that everything is said and done, we've gone through the checklist, we've made sure that we've got a super A+ setup, everything is following our plan. This is where we can actually go ahead and take this trade. And as you can see right here, I sent this exact same trade, the US 30 buy limit with the numbers and the screenshot of exactly what had happened inside of the VIP group so that everyone of the members could actually take this trade with me. So now that all of that has been done, if you want access to those trades, then click that link down in the description to become part of the community so that you can also take these trades with us. Now we're simply just going to wait for price to come back, tap us in as it does right there. And then as you can see, literally no drawdown on this trade. We went a little bit into drawdown, but next to nothing. And from there, we literally just rocket straight to take profit. So it's nice and simple. We followed the checklist. We identified the high and the low of the Asia session range. We waited for a sweep of the low, and we followed structure until price indicated to us that it wanted to go in the opposite direction by giving us a market structure shift. Once we got that market structure shift, we identified the fair value gap, which gave us that market structure shift. From there, we took our entry and it went straight to our take profit. It's nice and simple. So long as you follow the checklist, every single trade is going to be the same. The probability of having winners more than your losers is going to be much higher because over a long-term period, this trading strategy actually has a very good win rate, sitting between 75 and 76%. So that means on average, out of 10 trades, you're going to win 7 and you're going to lose 3. Which is really, really, really good. And if you just follow this strategy every single day, you're going to find these incredible setups, which are going to help you pass your funded account challenges and get these massive payouts. So if you guys enjoyed this video, then don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. But on that note, I'll catch you guys in the next video.